a lot of action around e-commerce right now. The consumer spending is significantly higher. So is the marketing spend around that. And online retailers have a couple options. They can set it and forget it and kind of do what they've always done. They can rush to the action and try to outspend everybody, or they can do what we prefer to do, which is to understand the intel, understand the opportunities here, understand which platforms are going to deliver and are right for your particular brand, product, and audience, and then make decisions on that with more confidence, and then just optimize like crazy. So today we're going to look at the world of pet health. Since I'm a relatively new dog dad, let me go ahead and show you here our little golden retriever. This is Emerson, still very much a puppy. But anyway, we'll look at a handful of search terms that dog owners might look at. And we're going to look at a couple of platforms here. We're just going to look at Google, YouTube, as well as Amazon. So let's get into it. So we're going to get started here with Google and Google Shopping. We've got 6 terms. So we've got dog ear infection, dog supplements for joints, dog allergy meds, supplements, stress relief, kidney supplements. So 6 different things just to kind of show a representation here. We're going to look at the monthly volume, how many people are looking for this each month. We're also going to look at a suggested cost per click price for that. That's going to show the value and how aggressively marketers are after those particular terms. We're also going to look at Google Shopping price ranges. So what are the kind of lows and highs of prices that are being offered, as well as some of the top ranked retailers. So once we plot that for these 6 terms, we can kind of take a look at this and see a couple things. Number one, probably one of the first things that jump off to me is the higher value around dog supplements for joints. So why is that? Right here, we have it listed here at $237 compared to some of the others that are $1 or less. There's a couple of reasons for that. So one is it's a pretty specific request. They have done their research and they know that a supplement is what they're after. So that means they're just further down the funnel, closer to a purchase, means you're going to have a better ROI on those terms. At the same time, if you look at the price ranges, you can see that some of these have a pretty healthy margin there that we command a higher cost per click. Now, if you look above that, you'll see dog ear infection, which is much more popular, a lot more people looking for that. It's only got 58 cents as a suggested CPC now. Why is that? Well, this is because it is further away from a purchase. They are trying to still diagnose what the issue is and what a solution could be. So they're a little further away. They're more top of funnel. So a bid here is going to be something that is most likely not going to convert. They're probably going to bounce out. A bid here is probably going to take them into the consideration process, less of a conversion mode right there. So that's one finding here. And another thing, when you look at these 6 terms, if you were to look for maybe a niche opportunity here at the very bottom there, kidney supplements, a much smaller demand for this, but you also see that the cost per click is a little bit lower, yet the price range is pretty healthy. So there's possible opportunity there to look into deeper. And then the other thing I would just say is that, you know, if you notice here on the top ranked retailers, in a quick scan of Google Shopping for any of these terms, you'll find that Chewy is pretty dominant. Chewy.com, it seems to be outpacing pretty much everybody in this category in terms of online real estate that Google Shopping is finding. So that's Google and Google Shopping. Let's bounce over, and that's just kind of a small taste of what we can learn there. There's so much more to be pulled from Google data, but let's jump over to another Google property in YouTube and see what we can learn from the same terms on this platform. Now, for e-commerce intel, you might think, why are we looking at YouTube? But there's some interesting findings here. So if you just look at the average views among some of the top results here, so this is looking at top results, what are the average number of views? You'll notice that the dog stress relief really jumps out here, that there is very high competition for that term, a lot of content around that. Might be a little surprising. What we find is that there's a lot of channels here that actually, it's a little less unique content, more of kind of like a background utility. So they're not promoting a product or any kind of information. It is almost like a background noise that you might just play on and on and on again, which kind of explains the high view count there. Now on Google, we were just looking at this and we saw that the supplements for joints were getting a really high bid. So if we look there for dog supplement for joints, we notice that the views, we have decent views, but we have low competition. So if we were to break down and look a little closer at maybe the top 20 videos that are listed here, 11 of them are going to have uh, products, reviews, or placements. 5 of them are going to have branded content, and then 3 actually feature a medical professional on here. So why is that important? Well, a lot of us are creating content on these topics, and it's really helpful to know, what is resonating with the audience, and that helps inform, what content gets created, what is it that we could sponsor, and where do we run our pre-roll. So as they get further down the decision funnel here, let's jump over to Amazon and look at how some of the data that we can pull from Amazon compares to these other 2 platforms. So with Amazon here, we pulled a few things. So we've pulled, what is the lowest price in the top 25 products for each of these terms, the average price as well as the high price. We've got those charted here, and you can kind of see the ranges for each of those. And also see what the average rating is to be in the top 25 products, and the average number of reviews, as well as the top ranked product. Now, earlier we saw there's a huge interest in people trying to research dog ear infections. So, nothing really jumps out at us right now in terms of, lessons to be learned here, but let's take a closer look at the ear infection term and just see what we can find. So right away, when we look at the top 25 products that are sold, the second product here really eclipses all the others with about 15,000 reviews. But when you look at the reviews and the ratings, it makes you kind of wonder, why is it second? It seems like it should be first. When you have high ratings, high reviews, you would think that they would be first. Well, when we look at the first product and we look at the actual organic SEO, you'll see that there's 7 mentions of ear infections in the title and description, whereas the second place product only has 2 mentions. So one is more aggressive with the SEO of their product listings, the other one is not. We did a little quick research to see, and the truth is neither one of these are really big companies. They're both pretty small operations. But one is much more aggressively optimizing, and they're being rewarded for it. So sometimes doing that across your entire portfolio will have huge payoffs. So hopefully some of this quick analysis has triggered some ideas, maybe even some questions. If so, I'd love to hear from you. Send us a message, leave a comment. But if you'd like to learn more about our approach, you can find us at nativedigital.com.